is Anchor not the weirdest shit where it's like season 1? Like
yeah,
it's like
who
season.
does podcasts? If you do podcasts in seasons,
you're a fucking psycho.
kill yourself.
Yeah, just like a weird. It's
like, look, we're already self-indulgent enough by the very virtue that we're doing a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
You're gonna put it into seasons?
Let's not pretend like having our podcast every Sunday is like an event. Where it's like we're actually.
Brown Brick season 2 is a little bit like Sopranos season 2, where it really starts to hit its stride.
Well, it's like it's one of those things where it's like podcasting's so tiring that we're gonna take a break for a couple of months, but we'll be back with season 2 of the Brown Bricks pod. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, if we ever take an extended break, maybe we'd make a season, but
or maybe we just
or maybe we wouldn't give a shit, or we wouldn't come back.
Welcome to the Brown Bricks podcast.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Season 2.
You guys didn't see this one coming.
Yeah, I know.
You thought we were done. No, we were just working on this shit. The most amount of fun you can have while listening to a podcast.
Our production value is the exact same.
Yeah, same mic, same laptop,
new location,
new house.
New ass house.
That's a big deal. Jack is back. Jack is me.
Jack is back. Phineas is back.
Tage is also back.
And Jackson is, of course, here as well.
Yeah, he didn't say back because he had to be different, but whatever.
Yeah.
Make sure to email us at the Brown Bricks Podcast.
Not the Brown Bricks. It's
just Brown
Bricks Podcast at gmail.com
Yeah.
with any questions you have.
This is what splintered us apart.
Please don't send us spam email.
I think they are. It's out of their control at this point.
I think
It's just gonna happen.
robotic ghouls are sending us.
Robotnik.
You get, oh my god, robocalls are fucking off the hook right around
recently.
now.
I'm not getting them.
I'm not getting any. I think Verizon blocks a lot of them or something. So.
Well, that'd be awesome. I have to fucking have the thing where it just blocks any caller ID I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So anyone who needs to contact me just has to text me if I don't have their number as a contact.
It's really interesting though, because some of them will just be like, it'll just be like, okay, here's their number, we don't know where it's from, and some of them will straight up say like unknown caller, and the unknown callers are always from like a robocall. So I'm just assuming that they have like an algorithm that picks it out and then blocks all those. So that's pretty cool.
No, mine are like actual numbers that I get, and they're like from like various places around the states, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, if I get a call from like Plymouth, Nebraska, I'm not gonna answer that shit.
It's like from Rock Falls, PA, and
Even
I'm like,
if-
I don't think I know anybody
Even if you're
in Rock
from
Falls.
Plymouth, Nebraska, and actually try to call me, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to know what you have to say.
Not gonna pick up that fucking call. Who knows?
Nothing of value to be gained there. I was talking to somebody last night who they went to the same high school as Fred, and she was talking about
Hell yeah.
The high-pitched voice guy?
the YouTube sensation
Yeah.
Fred, who sold his channel to a bunch of children.
From
Renaissance
Nebraska.
man, Fred.
he's a big deal, but in reality, like, no one really gives a shit about from where he's from, and it's just really funny because like him and JoJo Siwa went to like generally the same place, and somebody was like, oh, Miss Nebraska's gonna be at this party tonight.
Miss Nebraska.
Because that was actually cool, because she had just like won Miss Universe or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, so she was like a big deal, and they're like, oh, she's coming to this party tonight, that'll be really cool. And she didn't come, but Fred and JoJo Siwa came to that party, and no one gave a shit whatsoever.
Maybe Miss Nebraska was just JoJo Siwa on Fred's shoulders, and they were dressed over it.
Yeah, they're like, you look awfully young. Also, why do you have a trench coat on at all times during this competition? She said it's more about like beauty imaging things. It's kind of a commentary on all of that in society.
Wow. I don't know much about JoJo Siwa. She sounds cooler than I thought.
I think she is cooler than her young childlike persona was now.
Yeah, that's not a high bar. She was like a...
Well, yeah, but now that she's older, obviously cooler.
Obviously cooler because I could fuck her. That's...
I don't think you can.
No.
Wait.
JoJo Siwa's how old?
I think she's over 18 now.
She's on board. We'll cut this out so we can keep the sponsorship if she's not.
Yeah, a sponsorship.
Yeah,
really
that's the
censoring
narrative of season 2. Jack's conquest to fuck JoJo Siwa,
I
whether or
thought
not
it was
she's
selling
18.
out. I thought that's what
18
we're
years
doing.
old.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Oh, yeah.
That's right, baby. That's every fucking Nebraskan's true goal in life. Is
To fuck JoJo Siwa. That's a sad goal.
Is she even hot? I don't even know.
She looks like a child. She
I
looks
don't,
like a little
I don't
fucking
think
child.
she's
Why are you taking
hot.
my phone for?
Oh, dude.
Here, I already have her pulled up on several tabs.
Yeah, she does look like
yeah.
a child.
Yeah, that's her. That was her appeal, right?
Definitely
Was that,
like the big old ponytail
Yeah.
and stuff, and like
She's
the
a
way she
legal
dresses. No, no.
We're
no.
past this season.
Yeah, we're not doing that this season.
We need a new running
different
gag.
things are changing.
We're sober for once. That's,
Yeah,
that's
true.
different.
That might
Yeah.
improve or fucking make the podcast way worse.
It'll make it
Time will tell.
way harder to
maybe.
record, but way better to listen back to. is my theory.
Absolutely. That's. I feel like our drunk antics were fun to listen back to while I was like stone cold sober the next day. Because I was like, oh, this is like, because there's also a lot of things where I was like, this is like funny to me, kind of, but I don't know if I should cut this out or not. And it always stayed in.
What's the movie where the guy, every time he wakes up, he loses his memories, but he has all the notes to fucking remember?
Oh,
Memento.
Memento.
That,
Yeah, that's a
but
good movie.
he remembers everything from the previous day from a racist podcast he recorded drunkenly the night before.
Right, like,
I like the idea that like it's like 50 First Dates, but she's just listening to like racist podcasts he's recorded about like their dates and stuff. It was like this bitch, she gave the best head, and then it's like, oh, is this what you're talking about me? And he's like, yeah, we've been
That's
together
really
for so
cute.
long.
Well, you talked about me doing this to you with your friends
On a racist podcast.
So, well, yeah, I had to tell him about how I fucking farted in your mouth.
I
and-
have to do this because you forget. I do this for you.
I do-
Why are you mad at me?
Why do you have an ad in here that feels like anachronistic to the entire point of this?
Well, what? We're not gonna profit on it? Well, it's just a
it's
waste.
taking a lot of time for me, okay?
A racist podcast is very popular. It's not our fault, it's in demand.
What if in the 50 First Dates at the end of every date he raped her because he's like, she won't know.
You'll forget every time.
I guess they could have cut that from the movie. It didn't really change the plot other than making Adam Sandler.
That's
seem
what-
like
Yeah,
a
okay, I was
nerd.
about to say.
That's
yeah,
what would
isn't that
happen
an
in
Adam
real
Sandler?
life. I
Oh.
haven't seen that movie.
It is an Adam Sandler one.
I'm only guessing what it's about
What
based
about-
off of it being called 50 First Dates. I truly have no idea.
It's about a girl who loses her memories and it like resets. So it's like Kimono Friend, or it's what's the one?
Kimono?
Ichikon Friends or whatever.
I remember that one.
Yeah, where it's like the girl's
Ishukan
memories.
Friends.
Yeah, Ishukon Friends, where it's like her memory resets every
Yeah.
week. It's like
I
that.
didn't watch that.
And so, but it's resets to before he met him, and so he's like, okay, I'm just gonna record all this stuff, and it's really sad because I don't.
She forgets every week.
Yeah, and he's like, I remember all this, and then she watches it and cries because it's like clearly you're a person who cares about me, and like whatever. It's
I feel like
Sounds kind of gay.
I feel like you just definitely shouldn't have a relationship with someone in
Yeah.
a
It's
situation.
like taking advantage of
Yeah, I feel like there's,
a
like-
mentally disabled person.
like literally, it's not cool.
Was it like a magical device in?
No, it was like a stupid like retrograde amnesia bullshit
okay.
device. And I mean, isn't it like interrograde? I guess that's interrograde at that point, right?
Oh, fuck. I had to know this for the MCAT, but I forgot. All right, retrograde is
Retrograde's
before.
yeah, which is like
Before, so.
it's so uncommon as to be just basically a myth. Like it's
Retrograde amnesia?
Yeah, like people don't get
Let's
retrograde
look it up.
amnesia. What they normally get is something that like impairs them to a point because like if you get retrograde amnesia, most of the time you just like cease to function as a human being. But most of the time it's like you can't form new memories. That's the main thing that happens. I think.
So amnesia usually isn't people forgetting who they are or anything like that.
No, it's most of the time just. Occasionally, you'll have like episodes of it, but it's mostly like, okay, I said a story to you while I had like a big bump on the head, and then I said the same story to you 5 minutes later because I forgot I told you that.
Okay.
But you never like forget who you are. You always, yeah, no.
Yeah, okay, that's sad.
It is really sad. It's kind of funny. It's
It's a
I'm not
little
sure.
badass, but
More or less sad than
It does-
Alzheimer's. Yeah,
It
probably
does like go
less
away.
sad.
Like some of the times it can like go away if you're a young enough brain. Sometimes it's like a 2-week stint where it's like, okay, you're just gonna have a really weird time and bring up the same talking points, just like this
Sure.
podcast. It's just,
Yeah, forget what we said.
Yeah.
The last 3 months, and
Yeah.
you guys are gonna hear a lot of the same stories, I'm sure.
I don't know. There's brand new stories that we
there's
have.
brand new stories. What are they?
What
What happened?
What happened since Tahoe? Tahoe Tessie Museum. Oh.
Yeah, went to Tahoe. That was a fun time. And then after, some shit happened.
Yeah.
Real cool stuff, and now we have a house.
And now we have
That's all ours.
now we all of us except Jack live in the same house.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm still the odd one
He
out.
still
in
has
this
to
scenario.
drive all the way down to Omaha from Lincoln.
Yeah, it's fine.
Every week.
Bitch ass.
Bitch ass.
Yeah,
Fucking
whatever.
Little
Bring,
bitch.
bring your laptop next time, you fucking bitch ass.
I brought my laptop. I didn't bring the USB to USB-C connector. Whatever. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
you suck. Fuck you.
I
Why do we even let you on this podcast
I don't
anymore?
know.
What do we have you for?
yeah, you guys have the Anchor account. You can figure this shit out.
But it's your email, so you'll use it to divert all the funds to yourself.
That's how it works.
They'll embezzle our brown.
They send it in like Amazon gift cards to my email. That's how they do the payouts. Of course. Yeah.
We just get a
Amazon.
call from Jack one day. He's like pretending to be the bank. He's like, "You guys, there's an issue with the bank. You need to send me Amazon gift cards."
It's like, Jack, I have your number.
Recognize your voice.
I use like *67. It's just like, this is not company
Why did that work?
I don't know why they like made that. I don't know why that was like baked into phone systems.
Privacy? I don't know.
They're like, "This is gonna be so fucking."
I
cool."
remember.
This would be
I
so
remember.
funny.
I remember
Prank
doing
call
the prank
industry.
calls
Yeah.
of *67 back in the day.
Yeah,
You have nights where you'd *67 a bunch of numbers.
yeah. You just open the phone book and go for it.
Yeah.
and then-
It's great for the phone companies. That's why they included it for all the prank calls.
Yeah,
Did it
that's.
cost money to?
I
fucking call?
You know how like no
Call
one owns a
to
phone
do a
anymore.
*67?
Everyone just owns like cell phones. What if
Yeah,
like
a
landline
landline.
phone companies? It was the only one that worked on there, so their business is entirely afloat through like prank calls, and, like YouTuber pranks, and they're just like. They have like 1,000 customers, but they're power users, so they're like, we can make this
Yeah.
work, guys.
Landline whales.
There's a landline at the bar I work at, and I'm just always confused as to how people like get the number. I'm not really sure where it's posted. Somewhere online, I'm sure there's like a website where they have it, and I'm just like picking up the phone every time. Like it does like one of those old ass like loud fucking ringtones, like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Who's calling? What do you want? And they're always like, you guys having karaoke tonight? I'm like, we haven't had karaoke in a fucking year and a half. Fuck off.
What if you're part of an ARG and just don't know it? What if somebody
That'd
put
be
your...
awesome.
So they're like, are you having karaoke tonight? They're like, we haven't had it for a year and a half. And they're like writing down numbers. They're like, I think we fucking got
That
it.
would be so
It's in-
fucking cool.
It's in Death Valley. Let's go, guys.
Being a part of an ARG, just having no idea.
What's the thing where like you leave shit for people to go find, like
Geocaching.
Yeah, let's put a bunch of geocaches hidden throughout the bar. Just to
Yeah. Yeah, and then our pedophile teacher come through and like find all the geocaches with a bunch of students.
Oh yeah, he did teach us.
Yeah, he got me into geocaching to the point that my dad got like a GPS before like they were all like on phones. It was like you either had to go on
Yeah.
Google Maps and print it out where exactly it was, or you could like buy a GPS, and that's what we did. And we geocached for like a whole summer. But the main reason I did that was because of our pedophile teacher.
Was
Not such a bad guy, I guess.
it?
When you think about it, you got to think about him holistically.
We should have
rather
him
than-
on.
Yeah,
As
from
soon as he
jail.
finishes his stint.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if he's in jail. All I remember was
the
the
court
article.
case. Yeah.
It was the article of like his cousin after he was walking out. He said, "Innocent till proven guilty." That was the only thing that was said.
I think it was his son, which is very sad.
Oh, that's.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Anyways,
Yeah.
geocaching, isn't that just for perverts now?
Wait.
Like, you just fucking come in a box and like make it a geocache, and
I feel like people don't do that as much as you think they do.
I feel like that would be what you would do as a geocacher.
See, that's too much, because then they open the box and they're like, oh, there's cum in this box. What you really should do is you should put like some stuff in that's like,
Yeah,
oh, cool,
covered
and get
in
like
a
just a
little bit of
little
cum.
bit of cum on it.
Yeah, because then when you open it, you're
like,
"There's
"Oh
cum in
my
this box.
God.
I won't touch this."
Oh,
But then-
diamond.
If you have thousands of rare
chaos
gems,
emerald.
yeah, thousands of rare
Oh, why is
gems
it so
with a little bit
sticky?
of, yeah, you just like comb through them like a maniacal villain. Because, of course, the moment that you see a box of rare gems, you pick them up with both hands and then say, I'm rich now. But then you realize there's cum all over them and they're fake.
But what else?
But there's one real one.
There's one real one.
And they don't know
It's
which
the
one.
one with the most cum on it.
What do you put in a geocache otherwise?
You just put, like, little trinkets. I got, like, a gift card one time.
Some people just put like money.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a golf ball that was, like, signed by somebody. It's like little, like, stupid things.
A
Things
gun.
I just
A
like
gun.
yeah, geocache. Just a loaded fucking weapon.
This geocache is so
With
hard.
a note with instructions.
Yeah.
And they're like, I have to. I found the
I
box.
found it.
It's the
This
next
is my
part of
first-
the ARG. I need to take this gun to the Rust set right now.
Yeah, that would be. What if we did like an ARG geocaching thing where at first they're finding chaos emeralds, but then once you get all the chaos emeralds, there's a new clue and it's a gun with instructions. They're like, we're in too deep. You have to-
Go to this fucking location at this time.
yeah.
Go inside the public restroom and fire the gun through the wall.
Fire
at
this
exactly
Fire this in the
angle.
air outside the White House,
And I'll come to pick you up after.
and I'll save you.
That would be really
Get
funny.
in the unmarked
They
fucking
got, like,
white van.
They got by the fucking Secret Service, but you're like above in a hang glider with a rope. You're like, grab on!
the hang.
The journey's just beginning!
No, you're in like Robotnik's helicarrier.
Oh,
You
yeah.
pick them up in that.
The death egg.
Yeah.
They'd be like, I don't know what's
Oh
going
yeah, it was Sonic.
There was a
themed, I
lot of
forgot.
covered
Oh, yeah.
chaos emeralds we picked up before. We should have.
Come Moss Emerald.
They were just Robotnik's kidney stones, and he
Oh,
comes
no.
them out. He comes out chaos emeralds.
That's badass.
Or
interesting.
Chaos's blue water guys.
Yeah.
A little
Comes
blue
out
watermelon.
blue. Well, okay, if your cum came to life every time you came, what, like, it just like fully formed in one of those little chaos water guys, but if you kept it around for an entire
Kind of like Xavier Renegade Angel, where he gets the little cum puppy.
Exactly. But
haven't
it
seen
started
that.
it's like a Frankenstein's monster where it's like hyper intelligent, so it starts learning the human language really fast based on the porn you're watching.
didn't we
Is
have
it
a-
loyal to me?
Yeah, you can make it loyal. It's a child at this point, but it's a
Didn't-
fast growing.
Did we have a conversation about this where like we had that and then there was also egg children and then once they meet they can like
Oh,
form a
doing-
fully
yeah.
full.
I do not
We had a
remember.
conversation.
This really
about
is a
this.
memento podcast.
No, I remember Phineas and I were talking about this.
Oh,
exact
not on the
same-
pod?
Yeah, not on the pod. This was
Okay.
like a
Yeah,
year.
this is deep in thought on our own
Yeah.
side.
This was just us waxing, waxing poetically.
You know
That sounds cool. I don't remember, but that does sound cool.
Well, they
Kind
come
of
together to
philosophy.
form a human.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But they're like they have the intelligence of like a mentally retarded child.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
they
but
have
then
half
why
the chromosomes.
why is that a
Yeah.
stipulation?
No,
on
but then
this?
once they come together, then
They
they
can-
can fully.
Well, yeah,
They
I'm
can, like,
saying, but you have
DBZ
half your
fuse.
chromosomes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
before.
that's badass. So once they're they're just not retarded anymore.
Yeah, they're just fully a human.
Okay,
So-
like imagine. So obviously, like autism speaks and all that stuff. People get on their ass
And all that stuff.
Yeah, because they're trying to like cure a disease that people
Sure.
are just like that's not really a disease. That's just kind of like a spectrum disorder. But like imagine if somebody like got cured of their autism. Like what would be?
That would be
their
so sad.
immediate reaction?
What if the cure to Down syndrome was them fusing? If they found a really good Down syndrome
Ooh.
buddy, they could. Oh no! What if they had to fuse with a regular person, but that person would become stupider? So it's like
Yeah, so you can slowly but surely. It's like it's like inbreeding. So you're like.
But that
breed-
person's already a full person. Why do they get to be stupider by fusing with the
You're helping
because
them
it
out.
balances that. It's,
So you
it's an
need-
act of charity.
You
yeah.
need like 8 or 9. You need like 8 or 9 like not Down syndrome people to make this guy like basically the
no
same
only
level as
one
most.
fuse. That's the rule.
Oh,
Then you're
okay.
done.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm
Alright,
glad we
alright.
understood. 'Cause I
Those
was
are the rules.
I was thinking that all the Down syndrome people they could fuse to get rid of their Down syndrome, but they fuck up the fusion dance every time because they're so bad at
Yeah,
it.
this is already a real thing, and they just can't figure out the fusion. You gotta get some of those fucking earrings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Katara. Yeah, but they
They
break
put them
it.
on the wrong way.
Yeah,
And then they have some weird fucked up version.
yeah. Then
of
they
their
just
fusion.
become fat and have Down syndrome.
This is based off of my very tangential knowledge of Dragon Ball Z.
the fusion dance.
Clips of the fighting games finishing moves.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
all that
I
matters.
think I know if
I
fusion
think
works.
approximate knowledge of Dragon Ball Z lore.
Yeah.
That's kind of all you need.
Yeah.
Like, so much of Dragon Ball Z lore is, like, the weirdest part about Dragon Ball Z to me is that people are still, like, obsessed with the lore, even though it's probably one of the most, like, shallow shonen animes on that front, because it was
Yeah.
made by a guy who, like, did not give a shit about that and was like, okay, what would be stronger than Strongman? Stronger Man, who is...
Strongman 2.
Strongman 2, but he has to
Strongman
come from
level
the...
2.
Why wasn't he beating up Strongman? Oh, because he was in space at the time.
Strongman
That's what-
Gold.
yeah, and so you look at that, and there are people on YouTube who still... Their entire job is just to talk about
Power
Dragon Ball.
scalers, yeah.
Like now. like not before. It wasn't... Like, that's their life. That's what they do with their life. Dad came back from the store.
Dad came back with groceries.
He actually came back with the milk.
What did you get? Oh, some Burger King.
Burger King.
Oh,
And-
some-
Choco Melco.
Yeah, what? I wanted Burger King. What the fuck? We have all these coupons. We're coupon guys now.
You could have gotten the family meal and split that
Who
shit.
the fuck threw away our Omaha Steaks coupon?
I was cleaning out the table, and it didn't
It was
look
a big
important.
deal for the
It
house.
didn't look important. Well, why was
It's
it?
in
why
the
was it on table?
recycling right now.
Maybe.
Go
No,
dig for
I
it.
looked
don't
in
know,
there.
I don't know.
It wasn't in there.
It's gone.
I didn't
It's
look
gone.
that hard though.
Fuck! I'm glad we still have people who intermittently...
Now I'm pissed.
now I'm mad.
Now I'm real pissed.
I'm glad we still have people who intermittently come in and out
Yeah.
of the podcast,
Yeah.
like Tasia's
If you
house.
thought that was something we'd be remedying season 2,
Oh no.
certainly
I kept
not.
the 50 Shades of Green.
Why
Oh, you
that
kept
one's
that
shit?
one.
That one
I-
sucks.
I-
What's
kept
50
some
Shades of...
coupons.
Like, is that just like a hemp dispensary, or...
They call themselves a
CBD.
cannabis dispensary, but they really just have like CBD and Delta 8.
Okay.
But
What...
I guess they're maybe like just not in Omaha, just not only in Nebraska, so they call
Okay.
themselves that.
Well, because all I know is that with... I assumed that place, because one of them came up in Lincoln, there's like 8 or 9 different, like, THC dispensaries now in walking distance of my place, and I'm like, how did these all just appear
Yeah.
out of nowhere in, like, a month? And what do they plan for, like, not just cannibalizing each other's audience? But... one of them showed up, and one guy was just like, they're just hedging their bets. Like, they're open right now, but they don't sell anything. They're hedging their bets for the time that weed becomes legal in Nebraska, and so then they can just start. They've got it all done. And I'm like, that seems like a horrible waste of money if they're like, we don't have anything yet.
And there's better states to do that in than Nebraska.
Yeah, the place that it's going to be absolutely
I
the
mean,
last.
the fact
yeah.
that Lincoln's a college town and Omaha is a college city.
I mean,
helps.
Delta 8's getting pretty popular, so they're probably
Yeah.
turning pretty decent profit.
Delta 8 is also just like basically weed.
Yeah,
for all
diet
intents and
weed is what
purposes.
people call it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. That's whenever someone's like, ooh, it's Delta 8, like it's not weed. It's just it's nice for like sleeping, and then I try it, and I'm like, this is the same exact thing that
Oh,
I get when I'm high on weed.
Yeah, especially if you do like the edibles or the tinctures, like it's basically no difference if you take a good enough dose.
Which is just funny to me because there's not like any of the arguments for weed not being legal at this point are just like, well, you have
They're
this
so
other
silly,
thing
yeah.
that's super legal that does the same thing.
Yeah.
Hot take: weed should be legalized, guys. It's silly that it's not.
Good job, hamster.
A little
We're
bit of a golf
intellectuals.
clap there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
I know. I need to get better at golf.
I need to get better weed.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm real bad at it.
Yeah. Oh, you need to get better at weed.
Yeah.
I thought you said
Like-
get better at weed, and I was like, maybe
I'm
that's why you've had a heart attack every time you've tried weed.
Like, do you have bad weed right now?
I need to get better at doing
Jackson's
weed.
like, it's not good, man. I'm having bad nights of sleep.
I
I
found
keep getting anxiety. I don't really know why I'm still doing it.
I found this website called My Bud Pal that sells like bongs for influencers. It's like they all look like flower vases.
Wait, so is it like Tube Heroes where it's like bongs based off the influencers? So you have like Cutie Pie's bro fish.
It's just
that you
like
smoke out of?
aesthetic
Too
bongs where
weird.
like some of them look like, you know, like China, right?
Oh,
Some of
yeah,
them
yeah.
are like fucking glass with like gold details.
That's
like
cool.
That's
but they're like
not
fucking
very
$200. I'm fucking I want one, but they're expensive.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can just go to the local fucking water pipe store and they'll have them.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
I
sad
want the
symbol.
fancy aesthetic one.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have that kind of shit there, and it's not gonna be that expensive.
No, they will
Really?
be as nice.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I think the whole point of that website is that they're jacking up the price.
Dude, what
You
a...
think, but maybe not.
Imagine being like a glassmaker thinking that their time was over, where it's like no one's buying like glass, no one's buying glass hens to put in their house anymore, and then they're like, dude, we've got a whole new audience for you, and they're like, hell. But that also would
A whole
probably
new
be
audience of 4 guys
Well, 'cause-
in Omaha, Nebraska.
Imagine like being so good at your craft that you can like
Yeah.
finally craft every feather on a bird in like glass, and then
Yeah.
it's like actually just make the same thing over and over again. And also, if it's shitty, that's probably better because that's what people have. People like the ones that look like absolute garbage.
Well, then it's also gonna break, and they're gonna have to buy another one.
Exactly. That's just smart marketing.
Mhm.
By marketing, I mean what's the thing? What? Never mind.
Fart to king.
Yes,
Just
that's what I was
remember
looking
when
for.
Wyatt broke
Yes,
his
yes, yes.
fucking big ol' bong that he had, and we went to
Oh,
the
yeah,
store to
what?
buy one.
Oh.
The place was fucking.
Well, no, I
thought you
broke
meant,
that.
like, my-
I broke
Wait,
that.
at my house?
Yeah, at your house. I
someone
broke
knocked
that
it
because he
over?
put it was a clear, like it was a
It was-
glass. It was
yeah.
glass clear bong.
It was
that
dark, pitch black.
and he put it on
Yeah.
the middle of the steps, and I stepped into it and kicked it over, and then everyone started like yelling at me, and they're like, "Oh, fuck!" And I was like, "Okay, I'll buy you a new one," and so I bought him a new one. But I was just like. Man, that's like the further I get away from that moment, I'm like, man, that's not my fucking fault. What the fuck was I was walking and slightly intoxicated. What do you want me to do?
I want people to have like a bong case, like it's an instrument that you just bring around. And
Yeah.
it's very specifically shaped.
What if
You
what if
carry
all
it on your
the
back.
what if all the anime people with like sword cases that they have, where it's like, oh, what could that be? And then they pull out a
They
bomb.
just spill bong water.
It's just
everywhere.
a large
Like,
ass
oh.
bong.
This has no combat prowess whatsoever.
A bong sword.
That'd
A
be
song.
That would be cool, dude. That would be so tight.
That'd be badass.
It's like a keyblade, but it's a bong.
That's.
Hell
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah! I don't even smoke weed.
I want that shit.
That would be. Would that be the saddest thing anyone's ever made?
That's gotta be like a real mock-up somebody's made or something like that.
Somebody's
Some guy
gotten
loves
like
Kingdom
3/4
Hearts.
the way through getting to this, where they weren't a glassmaker before, but they're like, I'm gonna figure out how to do this so I can make a Kingdom Hearts keyblade that you can.
Bong.
That's a bong.
I have a sadder bong.
Oh no!
It's an anime girl body pillow, and the bong mouth, where you put your mouth, is her lips, and you
Okay.
pack the weed in her pussy.
It's really long. It feels like that would-
Well, that's why it has to be a lolly.
Oh.
So it's more
very short.
appropriately set.
But also, like, wouldn't it just like catch on fire?
Shut up.
It's made out of glass.
Imagine guy gets 3rd-degree burns because he tried to smoke out of his anime body pillow bong, and then it's just like we're not even prosecuting him.
My
He's
bud
just-
pals, if you're listening, maybe
My
a
bud pal.
maybe a Phineas inspired bong.
That's a new
that's
sponsor.
He is
sponsorship.
inspired. I don't know. Tube heroes are so cool. I bet those are collectible now,
Is
especially
that
the
a
ones
real
that.
thing?
Do you remember those?
No.
They were okay. So they were like things that were sold in like Target and like all these other places where it was a YouTuber, but instead of like having just a like plush of them, it would be them. But they had like a sword that was like a Brofist sword, and it was PewDiePie, and they all looked like.
It was a statue?
So
No,
they're
they
meant
were
to-
like action figures.
They're like
Okay.
superhero versions. Of
Yeah,
the
of their
YouTubers.
YouTubers. But like most of them, because it was made in like the 2012 or something, like most of them by now, I assume, have come out as pedophiles. So I assume those would be
Right.
way more valuable. And I all I want is that they're like somebody somewhere has a bunch of like EDP 455
No way.
455 tube heroes. And they're just like, we don't know what to do with these anymore.
The backstab. We'll make them into a bong and then sell it.
That's where everyone's mind goes. That's like the quirk conversion theory in My Hero Academia, except for all material will just eventually be made into a bong.
I don't know. What the
I
fuck that
didn't know
is.
you just referenced
Okay, never mind.
the quirk conversion therapy.
What theory?
Convergence. It's the idea that quirks are getting more and more powerful, and they're like combining more and more frequently. That eventually no one's gonna be able to like control their quirk, and everyone's just gonna like.
Are people losing their quirks?
No, they're not. That's the problem.
opposite.
That's the problem. They're getting too powerful.
They're
And
getting
multiple
combo
quirks.
yeah,
Okay.
combo
Like
quirks that are
Todoroki.
yeah, exactly.
Fire Ice.
Half and half guy.
So they're all going to converge and have all the perks, but it's going to be too chaotic.
Yeah, it's gonna be too wacky, too wild.
Does Midoriya just have like one of those already? Just the super quirk?
He is some fucking bullshit.
Yeah, he's not a
What
part
does
of
he do?
this. They don't know about All for One or One for All.
Awesome. I'm sure that manga's doing real well.
It's kind of
It
cool.
probably
There's
is.
there's a hot, strong lady. She's the #1 hero in America, and her ability is just she controls everything. So she says, all of the air in front of me does not exist anymore, and then it doesn't. Or she's like, if this guy, like, she
So
can
she's God.
she can touch you, and she says, if this guy moves, he dies. And so, and then she could also do it, like, in the more recent one, she just took a bunch of lasers that were shot at her and turned it into, like, a javelin, and then made a giant form of herself, and then struck down,
Just
so-
fucking Dr. Manhattan.
so we don't really know how she's gonna be beaten, or if the one guy, if All for One gets her quirk, how they're gonna beat him because he can just control whatever.
Man,
It's
that's
cool.
why nothing can beat the Watchmen, man. It just fucking shut all that shit down.
Yeah, it's like this is a bad
If
idea.
you had this kind of power, you would just be God,
Yeah.
and you'd say, fuck this.
Yeah, maybe random individuals with a fuck ton of power is actually really scary. It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
They would not use it properly.
I don't know. I think there's a sense of like pessimism in Watchmen that I don't necessarily agree with. I think that most people probably want to like not be complete assholes, but maybe that's just like my mindset.
Yeah,
Like,
you're wrong.
Oh, libertarian over here. Oh, we're all pitching to build
Assuming
roads.
humanity is a good...
Superpowers are the equivalent of production, and they're all saying that we need to seize all the superpowered individuals. And Watchmen is
They're like the
communism.
opposite of production. They're destruction. They're literally all like violent power. That's the point. You don't want people to have a bunch of destructive power.
But what if you were Iron Man and built it yourself? Would the government seize all those assets?
Probably.
That's whack. I hate that.
That's
Don't like that.
He
Don't like
built
that.
it in a cave in Azerbaijan.
At Japan, Chinko Pinko.
Yeah, well, there was like some fucking moron who tweeted something. It was like some discussion about Elon Musk. Is like, fucking Tony Stark built the Iron Man in the cave in Azerbaijan. It's like that was a movie. Elon Musk isn't doing anything like that.
I mean, that's dude. I love the Elon stuff. Like Elon Musk is such like a funny man to me. Just that he exists.
Still a very funny man. Yeah.
And I guess in between now and the last podcast that we had, he became like the richest man in the world, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. All my friends were like saying, "Oh, you should get on that Tesla stock."
Fuck no.
Fuck that. I still don't want to touch that.
Yeah,
Even though it's like, even they're like, "Oh yeah, you should get it at $500," and they're like, no, I'm not touching that because it's all hype. There's no, they're not
Yeah.
producing anything. It's
Did you guys
just
hear about Squid
make
Game?
millions.
Yeah,
Coin?
like he
Money.
became the
Yes.
richest
Yeah.
man in the world. Like we were watching that Hassan thing. Like Hertz was like, "We'll buy 1,000 cars," and then it's like, "Oh, billions of dollars." It's
Yeah.
like, what
Like,
the
that's not how
fuck?
these like I don't know.
That's not how much those cars are worth.
But I mean, that's also like the market is like this weird esoteric nonsense that people aren't supposed to understand, and that's why people with a lot of money can make money from it.
Yeah.
But poor
How can you-
people aren't supposed to make money from it because they can't affect those things.
How can you look at the stock market and not just think that we're all gonna die? like soon.
Yeah.
They're always like the Dow Jones reaches a new high. It's like it's always been going up, and it's
Yeah.
only making money for the people who
How do
already
you
are
see
invested in it.
NFTs and not realize that this is just bullshit made up? To
How do you see the millions
Squid
of dollars
Game
made off
Coin.
of lazy lions and not just assume? The nice thing is that I thought that a lot of artists would be like like kind of defending it or whatever, but
No,
all
yeah.
of my artist
All the
friends
artists
fucking hate it
I
so
was just like,
much.
fuck this shit.
Did you guys hear about Squid Game Coin?
Yeah, I did.
What-
That
what-
was
Okay,
very
yeah.
funny.
so Squid Game Coin came out and they're like, Elon Musk to the moon was like their first tweet, and it's like Squid Game Coin is finally out, you can buy it here, and like, but then what it was that they made this thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna make sure that no one can like pump and dump, So when you buy it, you can
Literally.
only sell it off at a very short amount at any point in time, which means that no one was selling
You
off their
sold
stuff.
it at a 99% loss, pretty much.
Yeah, and so people weren't going to sell it off, so they were just buying into it, and then they're like, but once we get to a certain point, we're going to let everyone sell out, and then, but the creators didn't have that 99% loss, so what they did was they just took all their money, put it in there, it spiked up, and then more people started putting it in there, and then they just pumped and dumped
Just
and left.
rubbed all
And
the
so,
shit out
and so
of
it
What
went
they really meant is that only we're allowed to pump.
yeah, no, but it
So-
went from I think
Jesus.
that it was $4,000 per coin, and it went to 0.0 like 0 times negative 10 8 cents worth of a coin, and so it was like, oh, these guys. Like, in their thing, it was like, this is, like, it's called Squid Game Coin. Like, what the fuck did you think was the purpose of this?
They're like, this is gonna revolutionize fucking transactions. Like,
Well, there's a bunch of
Moron.
fucking articles where it was like, I put all my life savings into Squid Game Coin. I thought it was backed officially by Netflix. there's like one guy in China or Shanghai who put like $10,000 into Squid Game Coin, and he's like, I don't know what to do anymore. Took out a bunch of loans to do this.
He better have some nets on his factory.
Yes. Oh no.
Who thought Squid Game Coin would have been a thing where only one person gets all the money? Paid into it?
Yeah, that's so weird. Who would have
That's
thought?
crazy. They
Who
didn't even
would've
make it. They should have made all the people who bought it play a fucking bunch of games and kill each other.
Oh wait, no. What they should have done.
That
So like,
it would be crypto. I can get into it. It's like,
Yeah.
to earn it,
You
you,
gotta
have to
murder.
survive death game.
no, they're all no. I like the idea that they're all like the elites, the people who made it, and they're like,
Yeah.
obviously we're gonna cash out and make a ton of money. But they choose one person to be like, hey, you can also cash out at the same time as we can. So let's pump and dump together. So it's like, that's the whole Squid Game thing, where it's like, one of you stupid idiots.
They play an ARG to get in on the pump and dump.
Yeah.
Play Overwatch.
They play an ARG, and at the end of the ARG, you just realize you've been scammed. You're just like, oh, fuck.
Every step of the ARG is just to buy more Squid Game.
Yeah,
Coin.
that's like a part where
Who can buy
The
the
next-
most Squid Game?
The next clue tells me to buy $5,000 of Squid Game coin.
I'm close to the end. I'm one of the finalists. I'll take out a mortgage.
Jackson, they give you like a script, and they're like, there's gonna be some people who call you and ask if you still have karaoke going on. Just say, buy 400 more Squid Game coin,
Yeah,
and
just
maybe
give
you'll
them-
find out.
Yeah, next time somebody calls me, just give them a cryptic message like, you gotta be looking out for the next 3 hours. Squid Game coin is going to go up.
Squid Game Coin. I feel like anytime anyone would mention Squid
we
Game
make-
Coin, it would bring out, it would completely deflate all of the tension in their statement.
What if in the Squid Game TV show, that first episode, all that stuff happens, they get in, they wake up, they're like, well, what's the, why are we doing this? What are we gonna get? And they have the big, like, orb, but it's just like a screen, they're like, we're introducing a new currency called Squid Game. For everyone that dies, you'll receive 1,000 Squid Game coins. Everyone immediately is like, alright, no, we're gonna go home.
Everyone but the old man is like, let's go home.
Yeah.
Fucking done.
At the end of the game, you get an NFT, a lazy lion.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, well, like that
TNT.
scene at the end of it. Spoilers for Squid Game. When he's talking to the old man who's behind it all, and he's like, "I was bored." He's like, "I was bored, so I decided to make silly lions. They're funny, and you can buy them and own them, and you have ownership."
You definitely own that
It's
lion.
verified on the blockchain. There's no way to
It's
count.
not the same. Downloading an image is not the same
Stop
thing.
screenshotting the NFTs. You're stealing money from talented artists. Is what he's
Stop stealing my silly squids. This one is smoking a cigarette and has a beanie.
Dude, wait, silly squids.
It's my favorite.
You
This
fucking got
one's
it.
hitting a PewDiePie bong.
Yeah, no, okay, why are all of them doing DMT? Okay, so like 90% of like the big transactions where it's like, oh, this one sold for $80 million are like, this lion is smoking DMT.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why is that? Okay, I'm gonna make, you know what, when I get back home, I'm
should
gonna
make
make
a
silly
coin.
squids, and I'm gonna put it up and see if I make any money off of it. It'll be funny, and then I'll report back next week. You guys can buy silly squids as well.
Yeah.
there's some rare squids with rare color palettes that only spawn every once in a while. So you got to get in there quick.
That only spawn. I think it was Activision or EA.
Yeah, EA saying that NFTs are the future for gaming.
Are the future.
Oh, what a fuck.
And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, the only way I can see that even, like, remotely working as a game concept is shit like how the one Valve card game was where
Artifact?
you own Artifact, where you own
The
your
one
own
that failed
cards.
horribly.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like having a physical card game except digital, which defeats the whole point of having a digital card game.
Yeah.
So
No, but it's when I looked at that, I was like, okay, what here could not be done by just having a server that has all this information?
You own it. It's real.
It has to go through the blockchain.
It's on the transaction
Other
cannot
than-
be faked in any way.
Other than the fact that every time I have to trade one of my Pokemon cards, they like kick a seal and then like pour a bunch of oil into the ocean.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and having like a server that's like pretty well encrypted?
Yeah.
Like, no, there's no difference. Fuck you.
Nothing.
But that's the whole thing where like when I looked at that,
the Artifact's trading capabilities work perfectly fine on like the Steam Workshop. I made money off of buying like Artifact and then selling the cards that I got there. I made my money back, which I thought was fucking crazy when I did that.
That's pretty sweet.
Because I pulled like one of the rarest cards and I got like $20 for it, and the game cost $20 to get into.
So you're like, oh, I was
like, fuck it, okay, I'm
yeah,
out.
let's go. I don't know. That's what I like. Whenever you pull like something really valuable, I almost feel bad when it's a game that I don't care about. Like when I pulled that Yu-Gi-Oh card that was worth $150, I was like, I shouldn't own this. Like somebody actually wants this, and I'm here just being like, I want the anime woman from the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but I was this valueless card. I don't know. That's just the weird thing with NFTs is that everybody who like is an influencer who should probably be saying, hey, this is a scam, all of them are just like, could be useful in the future because they don't want to like immediately write it off because they're like, that's a lot of money we could be making.
Yeah, there's this popular Twitch streamer, Aiden Ross. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's like kind of like a fratty kind of guy who does like his own raps or whatever. And he had his own like he got advertised by this coin called MILF Coin.
Badass. Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, he got like, I don't know, maybe it was like $20,000 to advertise it or something like that, and immediately like the next week he's like, I hope none of you guys bought that.
Yeah.
And it's like
you
what fucking took the ad, you dumb cunt. Fuck you.
Imagine if your
I
friends...
have no responsibility for ads.
Yeah. Imagine if you went like with a bunch of your friends, like obviously different relationship with the streamer, parasocial, but imagine if you were like going around with your friends and you're like, dude, have you guys bought this new game? It's really exciting. Like, it's a really cool game.
Yeah.
And then, like, you came back the next week and they all bought it and they're like, that's a really shitty game. And it's like,
I
why
gotta
did you guys
cut
buy
them
that?
down.
I just got paid like $100 from some guy at GameStop to tell you guys about that.
Yeah. Just selling out your entire fan base just for $20,000.
Which he probably makes a lot more
Yeah.
of that than...
Well, it's not even like most of his revenue. That's just like a little ad he did, and it's like.
To be fair, $20,000 is a lot of fucking money.
But he already makes a lot more than that from what he's already doing.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's
Because, like,
do you need
greed.
that? Yeah.
because, like, there are...
Anyone who engages with crypto is just a cesspool of scam artists and grifters. Like,
Yeah.
But
I
also...
love seeing the crypto subreddit now, and they're just all like, guys, I feel like this stuff isn't really like the awesome technology we painted out to be. It just seems like a lot of people are taking advantage of each other here.
No,
the only crypto people I respect are people who either like bought Bitcoin ages ago and are just holding on to it,
Yeah.
or people who are like, this is how I buy drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I what's it called? So, do you remember like Dogecoin initially? Like the entire point of Dogecoin was a parody of like Bitcoin and stuff, where it was like, oh, there's all this stupid crypto shit going on, but we're gonna parody it and make it so everybody around us like has this impression where it's like, oh, it's the Doge, like the stupid dog.
It's for kids.
Yeah, obviously this is a stupid like coin, and like whenever they made money on it, all they did was like fund like Jamaican bobsledding teams to go to the Olympics, or like fund like
it was a
bunch
shit
of
post.
yeah, it was like,
it was fun.
But then like the original founders were like, it's getting a little bit too corporate, we're gonna back out, and then like all of the shit happened, and it was like, wow, now they're exactly what they like crusaded against. It's insane. Fun stuff.
They didn't crusade against it. They were just
Shit posting.
having fun with it. I guess. But
Shitposting is the most powerful form of crusading.
Well,
If the Spanish
Is that true?
if the Spanish went into whatever
is there like a
wall where's all the where
How
are
do
all the
you-
Muslims that they killed?
Spain?
No, they weren't there.
What are you talking about?
Where did the Crusades take place?
Oh, in Jerusalem.
Middle East. Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I guess just the Middle East.
What do you think they were for?
I thought they just wanted to go kill some brown people.
Well, I mean, a lot of them didn't make it to Jerusalem, but yeah, the whole point was to go retake Jerusalem.
There were a
Okay.
few of them, though.
Yeah, a few of them made
Yeah, no, but
One,
yeah, I was just saying that instead, if they did that, if they were, I don't know, if they just sold them all on NFTs, that would have been a worse. That would have caused them to spiral into an even worse Dark Ages.
Yeah,
Than if they
the
burned down all their
papacy
huts.
would have split even further.
Yeah,
Would have 7 popes.
if a pope,
Yeah, all backing a different crypto.
yeah. 7 Elon Musks,
The-
all back.
they all have to be color coordinated. So it's like, oh, the blue pope says that that Shiba Inu coin's gonna be doing really well. But I
Popes arguing over which color they're gonna be, like they're playing a board game. Like, I want to be blue. I want to be blue.
It's like I called blue before we got to the papacy. I get to be okay. You can be yellow.
You
I don't
guys
want to be.
know that I like blue the most.
I'm the blue pope.
I am the blue
Oh,
pope.
I like it. Instead of saying colors, it's like the Monopoly pieces. So it's like I'm the shoe that's like ill-fitting
I'm the
pope.
fucking cereal box pope.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm the car pope. No, I'm the car pope. That sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this happened.
We
That'd
are
be
the-
badass.
We are the pope.
We are the pope together,
The Joe didn't shit himself talking to the pope. Shame.
which is really disappointing.
Real shame.
My dad still believes that it happened. He told me so. But it was really fucking funny. So I
It
was
is
at
funny.
I was at
Yeah,
like
yeah.
family dinner with a bunch of people, and my dad was like, "Did you hear that Joe shit himself while talking to the Pope?" And that was just funny enough on its head that I was like, "I'm just gonna tell this to the guys in the chat because I think it's funny
It
enough
is
that
funny.
even if it's not
I
real."
did
And so,
hear about
but the
it
moment
somehow,
the
but-
moment that I like sent that in the message, I just looked it up online. And I was like, "Oh, Dad, it's fake." And he's like, "Well, who reported on it?" And I was like, and then I was like, "Oh, all of these like actual news sources." And he's like, I think they might just be covering for him." And I'm like, "So you're just like the one thing that the news sources are like, we can't let this get out that Joe Biden shit himself in front of the Pope."
Yeah.
That wouldn't be something that they jump on immediately. Like,
I think that would be a beautiful act of humility to shit yourself in front of the Pope.
It shows-
Incredibly so for an
It shows that
Irish
you're-
Catholic.
do you make him change
Irish
you
Catholic. That's
afterwards?
No, you change him.
Yeah, he's like, I understand now.
I thought I had a pretty good joke when you said that. Skid Mark of the Beast.
I like the fact that it was better than giving him Undertale. Definitely a better act.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, that's not a high bar exactly.
Really not, but
People have given the Pope, like, their own books, too, where it's like they wrote, like, autobiographies.
I mean, honestly, giving him Undertale, I wouldn't really care, except for that, like, he cried about it in a video afterwards. Like, everyone made fun of me for giving him Like, yeah, you're a fucking nerd,
that
bro.
was,
Shut
and
the
it was
fuck
like,
up.
he was like, I don't want to, because he made the Sans' Nest video, and he made a billion other Undertale theory videos because it was popular, and then, like, he did it where he was like, he thought he was like taking the sword for everyone. Where he was like, "I'm back to make another Undertale theory video," and I didn't think I was gonna do it because you guys kept bullying me over giving the Pope
Yeah.
Undertale and telling me that Sans wasn't actually Ness. When
He is.
obviously
He is Ness.
Obviously, it's so true.
no, I think a funnier thing that happened when Biden visited the Pope was he was like trying to talk to him as if he knew English and was just like telling him the story of
Hey,
like
Jack.
an African American like baseball player who wasn't able to like play in the major league, and he was like, "Yeah, Bobby Sosa. Back in 1930s," and like the translator has to like run over. It's like, "Oh, the president's trying to talk to the Pope."
Yeah. He's like, "What the?" He's just like
and the Pope's
delirious.
just like, "Oh."
That's
Si, senor, or whatever the fuck he does.
That's what I would do if I met the Pope. I'd just talk at him.
Yeah.
with my
Yeah,
translator.
I'd yell at him.
I'd be like, if I have like a friendly demeanor,
bro,
so he'd be
Pope.
like, oh yeah.
You ever watch fucking Talia?
Have you ever
You know
watched
they
Brown and
dig-
Gray's podcast, Pope?
They
They give
really
me a
have
USB
that
drive.
podcast.
Have you ever seen Neo Geo says Evangelion? He's like, oh, Evangelion? Genesis?
That would be really funny if you just start like talking about that, and then he's like, okay, he's clearly saying something spiritual. Like they're just like, man, I thought 3.0 plus 1.0 was an interesting end because clearly it's Anno in a different headspace, and it's like, he's like, oh, I yes,
Okay.
he's the son of God.
He's Venezuelan, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Or Argentinian.
Argentinian, maybe.
South America, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Does he know Latin? He has to know Latin, though.
Yeah, if you're the Pope, you gotta know Latin,
What about Italian?
probably.
You gotta know Italian. I feel like that'd be fun to be the Pope that just doesn't understand everybody around you.
So you can't like do anything. So you can't like go.
No,
out
you get to say shit and they have to
They have
translate
to
for
figure
you.
it out.
They have to translate for
And
you.
then if they're upset with it, they yell at you in Latin or Italian, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
No, he probably gives all his sermons in Latin anyway.
Probably.
Yeah. If anyone's that kind of up his own ass and deserves to be, it's probably the Pope. Like,
Deserves to be.
Yeah, what do you do that's so
You're
cool?
kind of just a random guy.
He's a little better than the last one.
random guy. He did a lot of shit in order to get to that point.
Raped a lot of little boys.
Yeah, he had to.
He got the highest rape streak.
Rape count.
Rape streak. He got. You could either cash it out for what's it called, a
A
chopper,
Chuck E. Cheese token.
a gunner,
Chopper gunner.
Yeah, chopper gunner.
AC-130.
Yeah, or you could cash that to be the Pope, and most people just go to the Middle East and
You
use a chopper gunner.
you get like a gift shop in the Vatican that's like, you can either get this giant bear plushie or you get to be a cardinal. I don't know. One of those.
I imagine they do the fucking like carnival rigged games where it's like the guy's like, see, it's so easy, I can shoot these all day, I can obviously just make it every time, now you try, and then it's like he gives them like the lighter balls or whatever, and it's like, oh, they keep bouncing out of the basket whenever I try to throw them in.
Guess you don't get to be the Pope.
It's like, this seems not what God would want.
God did not intend this. We're putting out the black smoke. I'm sorry. We haven't decided on a Pope yet. Somebody's got to pass these carnival games.
What's the smoke that means that they've decided on
The
it?
white smoke.
Okay. Are there any other colors of smoke?
No.
Like somebody just
They
shit
just
themselves?
they sit in there and like starve them. I don't know if they fast while they're in there. I hope they do because that'd be cool. But they have to like sit in there like deliberate.
I think it would
on
be cooler if one of them
who
was like,
becomes the Pope.
you guys want like Burger King? Yeah, let's get Burger King.
Let's take a break and get some burgers.
Not even take a break. Like they can't leave, so they just like Uber Eats it. they're just like,
Uber
just
Eats
leave
to
it
the
at the
Vatican.
door. Yeah, it's like just leave it at the door. It's like
wait in line.
Yeah.
Until you get all the way inside.
88 bags of Burger King have been delivered to the Vatican.
Is that
this
how many
morning by Uber
cardinals
Eats.
there are? The 88 cardinals?
No, I don't know.
I thought you were providing some cool Catholic knowledge there, but no.
They wouldn't get Burger King. They'd get Burger King of Kings.
They get
Nice.
Burger, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Guys, when
Let's make some Pope NFTs where they can have different ethnicities of little boy cock in their mouth. Silly Pope.
that would be silly. Yeah, that's the adjective I'd use for that. Sucking little boy cock.
And they have like a
Silly.
surprise look at their face, like, ooh.
That's quite-
They're so silly.
It's got to look like a
Some of their
shitty
faces
political
are
comic, though.
melting.
Yeah.
They got different colors.
One of them smoking DMT.
Wally sucking a little boy penis.
One of them's a squid.
One
Yeah.
of them's a squid pope. One of
He's
them's
a
a
lion.
pasta pope.
I don't know. It sounds like a good idea.
What non-human animal would make the best Pope?
Dolphin probably. That's like the most intelligent after.
I think orangutan.
Orangutan. Why?
I just think they'd look good.
I think they'd look good in the robe, yeah.
I think a dolphin would look pretty good in the robe.
What about the giant tortoise? Come on, they look old.
You said it was one last thing, and that's why we let you sit over there. But if you're gonna talk, you have to sit
I'm
in
at
the
the
chair.
same angle as Jack.
But you're further back, and also not really at the same angle as Jack.
Yeah, and I'm stopping your sound waves.
Fuck you.
Fuck you!
Fuck
Fuck
you.
you!
Can I get a can on a string and put it next to it?
Yeah, it's just rattling around all the time in front of the mic. Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you're allowed to do that.
Anyways, I think there should be a tortoise because they're really old, right, guys? My idea.
Like Galapagos.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
that would be really cool.
That
That'd be
is a
really
good
funny
idea.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. No one said it.
How do Tauruses vote?
Slowly.
Nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Tay,
do
your
like-
answer? Probably a cow.
I like that.
I'm sorry.
I like that. Yes, and.
But it does make sense.
What are the religious
No.
leaders in Hindu? Is there like a big one, or are they just more
No.
like small divided ones?
No, it's really
It's like local.
it's really like do your own thing. It's really what it is.
Oh my god, we're talking about animal popes and animal religious leaders, and we haven't even considered the Dalai Lama.
Oh.
The Dalai Lama.
I like how our form of comedy is not yes and, it's just yeah.
Yes, and he likes to spit on people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you have NFTs
That's his sermon.
of the Dalai
Spits on
Lama
you.
sucking people's cocks?
That's the communion at the end, not wine, but his Lama
Yeah,
spit,
llama spit.
which the Dalai Lama famously has communion.
Man.
A lot of communion going on up in the Himalayas. Who's the Dalai Lama now? I heard it was some young little girl now that the
It
old
is?
guy died.
That's pretty cool. Do they?
They're being progressive with it, so they gotta
Somebody-
make it like a
what?
small black girl, and that's the new Dalai.
A small-
I
a
am
small
not kidding.
black
I think this
trans
is.
girl.
I
What?
think this is the case. I think it's some young girl somewhere.
The Dalai
That's the
Lama
Dalai
are like,
Lama
you
now.
know, with affirmative action, we had to promote a new Dalai.
Because it's obviously nonsense.
First, they ruined gaming with this bullshit. And now they're ruining
Now
the
they're
Dalai
ruining
Lama.
this Dalai Lama is not gonna have any cool quotes. So I can tell you that for sure.
Who wants a political Dalai Lama?
She's gonna say some dumb shit like women deserve to vote or something. And
No!
it's gonna be lame.
Then the other Dalai Lama, the ones that have died before, it's like, we give you permission to beat the shit out of this chick if she says women deserve to vote. She does not speak for the trees.
I don't know
or
why
whatever the Dalai Lama.
I don't know why the Great Spirit chose her or whatever
there-
the fuck it is that
Has there ever
chooses
been
the
like
Dalai
a
Lama.
fucking redaction of like
Whatever
something
the Dalai
with-
Lama.
Yeah.
Dalai
No,
Lama
I
sounds like
think
super
horribly
racist.
I think
fucking
the
wrong,
Dalai
and
Lama.
they're like, we're joking. That wasn't it. It was
No,
a different-
we're joking.
Oh, we got our calculations
No, 'cause
wrong.
there's
It's
no-
actually
Yeah.
There's no religious doctrine in Buddhism, so I think he's just like a spiritual guy. He's not like
it's
a
like
leader.
the thing is like he's like the reincarnation of
the Buddha.
yeah. He's
I
like
thought he was
this
supposed to
spirit.
transcend reincarnation.
Why is he called the Dalai Lama then?
I don't
not
know if
the
it's
Buddha?
I don't know if it's a Buddha or like one of his disciples or something, but only a certain sect of Buddhism like acknowledges that.
Yeah, and
Like,
I would
gives a
definitely
shit.
be the one that'd be like, no,
Yeah.
that's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Everyone needs something stupid to rally behind.
No.
You need
No,
you
not
need a
me.
piece of Jesus.
Not me.
You need a piece of like Jesus's foreskin in order
Yeah.
to get people into.
All right, yeah, I get behind that.
That's not it.
Yeah, how are we gonna worship this girl? She doesn't even have foreskin.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I see the whole thing about the Travis Scott
Yeah.
concert.
Talking a lot about that recently. Yeah.
What's
I don't know.
There was a big
details.
old crowd crush at the concert because people were getting way too fucking excited and they weren't managing the crowd well, and so 8 people died.
What?
Apparently,
Bullshit.
Okay,
No,
apparently,
not bullshit.
Actually,
For sure,
actually, 8
yeah.
people died.
What
But okay,
the
so apparently, to my knowledge, what it was that some guy was crowd surfing, some guy was crowd surfing, and he lost a shoe up on his stage, and so he's trying to get it, and Travis Scott like kicked his hand off because he didn't know what he was doing, so he's like, "Hey, get off of here!" And everyone saw that, and they're like, "Fuck Travis Scott!" So they rushed the stage, and then just a fight broke out.
I
I haven't heard that.
think it was
Man,
just a crowd
I saw that on Reddit. So
Yeah, I think it was just a crowd crush straight up, and then like he was up on
Because
like
it was sold
a
out. I think there were some people who were out of the show trying to get in who rushed it.
He was on a platform like in the middle of the crowd as well, doing a number of rapping, and he was like seeing people being like crowd surfed out that were like unconscious, and he was like, "All right, I guess I'm gonna continue the show."
He's like, they got that.
the show must go on.
He's probably just unconscious, and that's fine. It's fine that he's
That
unconscious.
guy's having a fucking great night. He's not dead.
No, yeah, it was
It's like
definitely
the
just
scene in
poor
Spider-Man.
crowd control.
Oh, yeah. Take it back. He's a hero. He tried to rush the Travis Scott stage And then they put back on the ski masks. It's like, we won't tell
I
anyone.
won't tell anyone. So he's like, please, I need to be identified.
I need medical attention.
Gonna
right
go to
now.
a concert wearing like a body tag so that somebody can identify my body after I
some
get crowd
dog tags.
crushed. Yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
I'm gonna go wearing
The
most
deadliest
generic-
concert. It's definitely like the deadliest concert I think in like the last 30 years or something.
How many like deadly concerts are there?
Well, I mean like Woodstock is like the most notable one. I'm pretty
It's
sure.
How
like
many people died at
overdosing and
Woodstock?
shit
And
like
not
that, right?
that many, like maybe like 6 or something.
Or like
that.
bad trips, like fucking people.
I feel like
falling
in
and-
a lot of those like really like hard ass rappers who are like, I'm a part of the Bloods and or Crips.
It's not Travis
It's
Scott.
No, exactly. I'm saying in those, there's probably like actual gang violence that happens at some of them. Because I've
I don't
heard.
know.
Well, it's like I've heard people like of that fucking die at like Tech Nine concerts because of that. So it's like
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
that's
that's-
only one or two.
That's
Yeah,
unrelated
this
to
was
like the concert itself. You know, this is like something that could have been prevented by the concert.
if Tech Nine
organizers.
wasn't there, I'm assuming that person
Okay,
wouldn't have died.
that's-
I think
generally
every
unrelated
AIDS
to how-
death should be included under the Live Aid concert.
yeah. That's true. That makes sense. That's how statistics work.
What
I
would be
agree.
the funniest concert to have the most deaths?
The Wiggles?
The Wiggles.
Yeah, that would be good.
That'd be pretty funny.
Just because
Fruit salad.
it's because the parents are so hyped about seeing the Wiggles that they like shake their babies. Like, woo! Just
Intense
thousands of-
baby shaking massacre at the Wiggles.
Shake, shake, shake.
Baby mosh. That's good.
Mm. I went to a
Yeah, all the
3-year-old.
people wearing like the chest baby things just get smushed. Their babies get flattened.
Mosh.
Yeah, just
You're like, oh.
hype as fuck the Wiggles concert and just chest pump each other like, hell yeah.
Oh my baby, no.
There's
That
yeah,
poor
that's
little
why an
baby
article I
brain.
get past where it's like you can if you kill someone when you're hyped as fuck at a concert, it doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Completely legal. Well, I don't know. Like maybe people will get sued for this. Maybe not. Probably should be though.
Probably should be. It's gonna be hard to find like instigators though, right?
Not like in the crowd. I think the organizers definitely should be sued for not shutting
Oh
it
yeah,
down.
that's
earlier.
that's true.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
just like being trampled to death. That's just
There's
such
like
a-
a,
such
did
an
you hear about
odd-
the 10-year-old that was
odd
there, Jay?
concept.
Yeah, it was more like cardiac arrest that happened for them.
Yeah, I
Really?
heard about
Okay.
that too.
Yeah, it was a
like,
bunch of-
So it's
you're
just, like,
getting
stress?
like just so like fucking crushed in with everybody else. You're
Oh,
just
so
like,
you
I
can't
no,
breathe.
I like the idea that it was a bunch of geriatrics that really like Travis Scott and they're up there, and then like
And they're like,
it was a little too hype
I'm
for
finally
him.
gonna try Xanax.
Ah!
oh no.
They're getting carried out, and they're just
I'm
like,
bored
oh, himself. Yeah, I mean, you know what? If there's ever a time to try Xanax in your life, it's probably when you're 90 and at a Travis Scott
Fuck yeah,
concert.
dude. That's the way to go.
Hell yeah.
And Travis Scott is also
Shit
90.
yourself.
And he's Snape.
He's Snape?
He's
Yeah.
Snape.
I don't know the joke.
What the
anymore.
fuck is this?
I don't know.
Oh, and everyone in the audience is Dumbledore.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, okay,
And he sacrificed them, but the concert organizers are Voldemort, who made Travis Scott sacrifice them. And I'm Harry Potter, because I'm good.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, I get it.
and the Ministry of Magic is Columbia Records.
Nice.
Alright, I
Hell
think
yeah.
we got it.
Who's Cactus Jack?
That's just a Whopper that's in the scene.
A Whopper?
Yeah, the Cactus Jack Whopper.
Who is
Yeah.
Cactus Jack?
Who is Cactus Jack?
I thought it was Travis Scott.
The fuck?
Well, then I guess, yeah.
Then he's Snape.
Yeah, he's the half-blood. That's his half-blood prince
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
I
I thought this through.
10 seconds and you guys are talking about fucking what?
I don't know.
I thought this through entirely. There's no holes to be poked in it. Try
Alright,
your
okay.
best, you fools.
I found the read another book tweets too funny to be participating in this joke.
Those are pretty funny.
Wait, what? Read another book tweets?
When liberals compare everything to Harry Potter, people say read another book because they do it very often. What are you doing?
Okay, you know it is quite funny though.
People need to start comparing everything to Dune.
Yeah.
You're the Harkonnens, and I'm Paul.
Yeah, I'm
No,
the
I'm
Hadrat's cataracts.
I'm Paul.
Kasat's Haderach, you fucking bitch.
Whatever.
I'm Duncan, Idaho.
Oh, you don't want to be Duncan, Idaho,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
And I'll be Duncan, Idaho.
Alright, that's cool. I respect the choice.
I just like the name.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a badass name.
I'm Duncan, Omaha.
Duncan Omaha.
Duncan these nuts is what he's. Those are his
Duncan
last words. Those are his last
Duncan,
words.
Idaho's famous catchphrase.
These nuts, bitch, and he blows himself up.
That's why like Dune was notoriously hard to adapt. Is they're like, we don't know how to bring this character to the screen.
Frank Herbert was really ahead of his time with that.
What if instead of the movie we got like a really hacky Adam Sandler comedy Dune, and Duncan has a Dunkin' Donuts song?
Dunkaccino.
No, that's his entire plot in the movie is that he's trying to like weasel his way into
It's like,
creating-
how do we make coffee when we don't have any water?
We need the spice to make the Dunkin' fucking coffee.
We need with a spice to make the new limited edition seasonal Dune Spice.
Dude, I showed up
Spice from Iraq.
Frappuccino.
I showed up to Dunkin' like 2 days ago. They didn't like. There was like you know how they have those menus like TV screens. Two of the
Sure.
TV screens were displaying these drinks that I was like, oh, those look pretty good. It's like I'll take I think it was like a toasted marshmallow cold brew, and they're like, we don't have that. It's like, we don't serve that here, and I'm like, okay, can I take the
What?
other one?
We
They're like,
serve
we don't
that, I
serve that
bet.
here either.
What the fuck?
And so I was like, oh, okay.
Were they out or they just?
No, they just don't serve it.
Where do you get it?
At a regular Dunkin' place. They're
Where
just
the
like,
fuck did you go?
it was like the Union Dunkin' at UNL.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a little bit more sense.
It is fucked up their advertising.
Yeah, I know. Just take it off.
Fools.
It is fucked up, but that makes at least a little bit more sense.
You know what is fucked up?
What?
I went to De Leon's last night and they were out of Atabata.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I
that
was
was
about
like
asking
2
you to
o'clock.
give me something, but
Yeah.
no, I wasn't gonna bother asking you to give me anything.
You know what's mildly fucked up but kind of funny? I went to a 3-year-old's birthday party
That is fucked
yesterday.
That's
That's
not
not
the
the fucked
fucked
up
up
part.
Oh wait.
Uh-oh.
What, you actually went with her?
Yeah,
The
I
girl-
went. Yeah.
oh, shit.
So
How'd
there's
it
this
go?
girl that I'm seeing right now, and she was like, "Oh,
Whatever.
you should come to my niece's 3-year-old birthday party."
My 3-year-old.
My-
You're like, wait a
I was
second.
like, "Hold
My
on."
party. I'm 3.
What the? Oh
Oh shit.
no! That's why she's like.
And then Jack was like, "Oh, I'll definitely be there."
She's like, the
That's
trench
my
coat
kinda
stays
spot.
on because when you pull it off, she's 2 different
Yeah.
people.
So you don't talk
And
to
the dog.
Jojo Siwa.
So you haven't had sex with this girl then?
Not without the trench coat on.
Oh, okay.
Girls, maybe plural. It's hard
Maybe.
it's hard to say.
Could be 4 or 5 of them there.
Yeah, I know. It's piled up. A couple
They're
1-year-olds in
just all
there.
being stacked. Like 2 of them are the arms.
Yeah.
Facing out like
And then she has like weird, like bulging arms. It's like, yeah, she has cancer. I'm pretty sure.
She walks around like a fucking golem. not
flesh
balanced.
god.
Not balanced correctly. Like,
Yeah, she says she's
Lumbers.
every time that she walks, she says left, right. But yeah, no. So I went and beforehand she was like, "Don't talk to my aunts. They're currently trying to steal my inheritance. There's a lot of stuff.
Okay.
They're trying to leak
Yeah.
private information to the press, blah blah stuff like that."
What?
But then there was apparently she was like, "Oh, the party's off," and I was like, "Oh, that kind of sucks." And then like 4 hours later, she texted me. She's like, "Just kidding. They told my aunts that they got in a car accident, so the party's off for them. Actually, it's still happening, and you can still come." And I was like, "Oh,
Did I
okay."
have to be told that it was off?
Well, because they told everybody in like a group chat. They're like, "Oh, sorry, we got in a car accident, and our 3-year-old's currently like in a really bad like
Oh my God.
currently
What
hurt,"
a-
and it's like, and they were fine.
These-
They just
What a big lie to tell.
I know.
I know, this is cool. This is
I was like,
I
that's-
respect those
I was
people
like, that's
for
such a
telling that
fucking
kind of
bold
lie.
way to do that. Because I guess if they didn't do
Were
that,
they fucking Rockefellers? What the
Bad thing happened. Let's get to that.
what bad thing happened? That was it.
Oh, that was
I
the
just,
bad thing?
Yeah, just that they told them.
That's just cool.
Badass.
Just that they told them that there was going to be a car accident. I'm going to cut out the web.
I thought you were gonna do something bad to that 3-year-old. I thought that was gonna be the bad thing.
Oh yeah, no.
I thought she was gonna
I'm a
ask you to
predator.
like be married or something.
Well, I don't think that's what 3-year-olds do, right?
Is that not in the cards for you, Jack? Is this not
Marry
like
a
set
3-year-old?
thing?
Yeah,
Nah, it's probably not in the cards.
you can marry a
Anytime soon.
3-year-old.
I
It's
would.
legal.
It's just the sex.
An
It's not-
arranged marriage
Oh yeah, that's how it is. I
with
bet
your child bride.
child bride. Is that how that works? Is
Yeah.
that how all child brides came about, or was it just
I think
weirdos?
child brides are arranged marriages.
I don't think a lot of 3-year-olds were like, "Hey, I met someone, mom and dad."
We haven't let you go to like preschool yet. How have you met anybody? And the guy's
Get
been like
around.
sneaking into the nursery.
Yeah.
Imagine because you
Bring
know.
her just fucking lollipop. She's like, I think I could see the rest of my life with this man.
I like the idea that like the guy is just like I just think what she has to say is really interesting. I think we get along in conversation really well. And he's like, learn any new colors today? She's like, yeah, yellow. And he's like, badass.
I fucking love yellow.
Can you count any higher than you could yesterday? Yeah, I think I'm getting like up to 6 now.
Wait, what?
Counting up to 6.
He's small talking with her.
Oh,
He's like,
okay,
how's the counter going?
I couldn't hear you because I don't have
Don't worry,
upgrade
you'll get
permanence
there.
Yet.
You'll get there.
I shit myself, so I couldn't fully understand the conversation. I'm not potty trained yet.
She's like, I think I love this man. I'm not sure if he's my dad or not.
Doesn't really matter though.
I haven't really figured all that shit out yet.
All I do know is that he brought me a book, and that book told me what a cow was, and I think that's pretty fucking sweet.
That is pretty neat.
The
I wish somebody did that for me when I was a kid. Would have turned out a lot better.
Tried to make you their child bride.
Yeah.
Can we bring back dowries?
I wish. No,
Yeah. Women have to give me a fucking dowry.
I want to steal my wife's dowry.
isn't that the thing where they pay you to marry them because
Yeah.
the woman.
There's like there's some more like complexities to it depending especially on where it is. Like sometimes it's like it's for the household, but like it's kind of bad manners for like the husband to use it all for like his own shit for his own family.
Yeah, because
It's kind of
you
like
don't understand these lazy lions will.
it's kind of like registry gifts where like you're
Yeah.
meant to buy shit that like you need for starting
yeah,
a home
a
together,
family,
and the
yeah.
dowry's kind of for that.
I'm not just gonna.
What
I'm
do
not
you
just
mean
gonna take
this lazy lion won't fucking cover it?
I'm not just gonna take screenshots of the lazy lion and put them up on my wall. I need to buy the art before I do that.
Honey, we don't need that to start a family.
That would be.
This will feed us for generations. We just have to let it accrue in value.
Okay, did you guys know I went down the lazy lion rabbit hole by hearing one of my friends because he didn't buy a lazy lion, but he scrolled to one that just like hadn't been bought yet and screenshotted it and put it as his Twitter profile picture just so he could join the
Hell yeah.
Discord. And what people do, they
you just have
respond
to do that
all.
to join the Discord?
Yeah,
That's
so you just
awesome.
have to be like, hey, where's the Discord? And they're like, oh, it's here. And then all of them are like, they're like, head up, king. This pride's awesome. And they're like,
This bride's awesome.
yeah, well, also they
fuck
end, whenever
me.
they're talking to each other, they end all of their things on Twitter with hashtag RAR. Which is the
They're
most-
furries now.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're investors.
How much of that community? I guess furries are unusually rich a lot of the time, right? They can probably afford a few NFTs.
To my knowledge, furries, like, a lot of them aren't unusually rich. They're just unusually willing to forego
spend,
food in
yeah.
order to get a really nice
Unwilling.
Their priorities are just a little bit
a
different.
little bit fucked.
Yeah.
In the head.
They're like, I don't need chairs.
They're
I
just
can.
really good at extreme budgeting.
Yeah.
How else are you
Budgeting
gonna get
for the
a
things that
fucking
matter in
fursuit?
Well, what really makes you happy? Eating on a table or a fursuit?
A fursuit.
I mean,
A
obviously.
fursuit. We all agree.
Let's be.
You don't have to eat on a
honest.
table. You can eat on the floor. Just clean the floor.
We'd probably save a lot of money if we stopped spending on alcohol. So
Exactly.
But
Think
that's
about
like-
how many
that's like-
fursuits.
I'm
you're gonna
already
get.
saving a lot of money just getting fucking boxed wine alone.
To be
Like,
fair,
just
furries
subsisting off of
fucking
that for a
love
week.
alcohol.
oh,
and
so
drugs.
they
Like,
can't cut that out of their budget. Shit, I don't know.
Dude, my weekly drunk budget only needs to be like $13. Just get a fucking Franzia box. Easy clap. Franzia, please sponsor us again.
Oh yeah, Frenzy.
Even
Are
though
you gonna
never
drink it?
did.
Are you gonna fucking drink our sponsored Franzia wine, not bring it to the podcast?
Well, we can't drink it.
No,
on the
I already
podcast, no.
finished that box. So
How-
I
wait,
don't
how
have
do you-
any.
How long did it take you to go through that?
I do it like every so often through the week. Every other day I'm drinking. I'm an alcoholic now.
It's every other day though. You're sequencing it.
Mitigating.
I'm a
it.
functional alcoholic.
That's what matters. There's a lot of functional coke addicts who are some of the richest people in the world.
That's true. That's true.
That do be true.
Doobie.
Well, does Coke really limit your ability to do anything though?
It makes you think that you can do anything, but you just do it very rushed and badly.
Yeah.
So kind of.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it limits your ability to do things well, but
Yeah.
I don't think.
What if you're like if you're selling things? If you're like a salesman, like
Yeah,
you're
you
more
salesman?
confident.
If you're doing shit that just needs you to like really
Yeah.
fucking go at it and doesn't actually require any level of skill
What are
or
you guys
care,
gonna do?
Coke's pretty good for
What are
that.
you guys gonna do with your Coke?
Probably watch anime.
Just watch it really fast on
Yeah,
2
if we-
times
if we,
speed.
did, if we did get Coke, yeah.
Welcome
It's
to
a-
my world.
It's
Yeah.
an interesting
That's
hypothetical.
That's all you do with it though.
Yeah, it's what we would do.
Taja's being cool right now.
Yeah, but there's nothing else you'd even think of doing.
You could just like go to a bar.
That's true.
Yeah. That's what you just.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go down to the bar while we're coked up.
It's just you're not tired anymore. I don't know. Ever go to a bar and you're like, I don't feel like going
No.
out. I'm tired.
I generally just don't do it.
It's like
when I
caffeine,
feel
but
like
you
that.
have more euphoria. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I've heard is that it doesn't really affect you when you're drunk because when your friends gave it to you, you were pretty
Too fucked
drunk,
up.
and then you take it, and then you just say, "This doesn't really do anything for me. I'm just as outgoing as I normally am while on alcohol."
Well, if that happened, maybe it's maybe because it was not good Coke.
Oh, okay.
That does
Yeah.
make a lot of sense
Nothing like a
in
couple-
that hypothetical situation.
Yeah, all these hypotheticals.
I
Well,
love
I have
cocaine.
hypothetically
But
and really never done coke, so I'm very inquisitive about it.
How can you declare that you've officially hypothetically not done
Like that, like I just did.
but also hypothetically you have?
No.
But it depends on the hypothetical.
In no hypothetical have I ever done coke.
These are more hypotheticals.
yeah, this is more hyperbole from you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Alright.
Poggers.
Poggers,
Poggers.
champ.
Yeah, so we mentioned earlier that we moved into a new house. It's Jackson, Tage, Liam, and I. And we're going by Birdhouse.
Yeah.
We have a kind of a bird theme
We got
going.
a big old bird theme.
Which started because we were watching The Wire, and one of the guys in the opening credits is called Eagle Eagleson, and I just thought that is the most fucking badass
That's
shit
a pretty cool ass
I've
name.
ever seen. So we're all going by bird nicknames now. Shall we introduce our bird alter egos?
Yeah, I'm Jack Sparrow, apparently. That was decided, right?
Yeah, or just Sparrow.
You're just
Sparrow.
You're not Jack
Okay.
Sparrow.
I'm Finch.
I'm a toucan or goose. Still haven't.
We're gonna
Still
go with
haven't,
Goose. Toucan
Toucan's-
kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit too much. Goose.
Goose.
And I'm Crow.
Yeah, Liam's Rooster. Our other friends have other ones, but
What is it Falcon Sean?
yeah, Sean's Hawk or Falcon.
That's how you know.
I think
they try
Hawk.
hard. That's.
Because Hawkeye
like, I wanna
or
be-
what?
I want to be the eagle, or like maybe a falcon, or maybe.
Look, we
Maybe
did
some
this
sort of-
because a guy was named Eagle Eagleson, alright?
Nobody's
we can't,
allowed to be
We
Eagle.
can't get caught up in being try-hard about it. It's already pretty fucking manufactured, alright? We're not, this isn't a...
What? It was so natural.
This
It's
isn't,
so natural
this
to
isn't
come.
an organic thing.
The aspect of the nicknames I've liked more is that it's caused us to buy a lot of bird.
Oh yeah, we have so many bird knickknacks. We got, let's see, we got a little bird calendar over on a piano there, a bird lamp, a rooster,
This is
A bird
This is a-
diorama.
it's a candle, yeah,
what
seagull
the fuck?
diorama.
So this burns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got a
bird
bird
can.
candle here. We got a glass hen that we normally fill with Werther's, but has Hershey's Kisses in it right now.
Yeah.
Got like 3 birds by the TV.
Yeah, a lot of bird shit, just
Yeah.
in general.
And,
Do you guys see bird
it's
shit
brought
on the
us true
regular?
happiness. We just go to like Thrift World or
Yeah.
Goodwill.
Goodwill.
And then you guys, just anything bird related.
No, no, we discern.
Cool shit.
We there's good birds and shit birds. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have
this
to
is
be-
such a good bird right
Yes.
here.
Yeah,
That is
that's
a
a
good
good
fucking
bird.
I'm happy about
What?
that.
Which of
pie.
these two birds are you saying is not a good bird?
Guess I'll leave that up for you guys to decide.
It
Better not
better
be
not be
either
the
of them.
fucking hen, and it also better not.
Better not be either of those fucking
I was
birds.
talking about that one. It barely has any feathers.
That's a Native American bird. Alright,
I'm
don't-
sure you can turn into a bird.
Jack is pointing to my carton of American spirits right now.
Yeah. Very.
He's also
very
got
cool
addicted
card.
to cigarettes.
No, I'm not addicted.
I'm not addicted.
You just have a card.
I'll go.
Bought a
I'll go.
carton.
Say how long you think I can't go without. I'll go without.
We already tried this challenge once.
Exactly, and
I
I'll
did-
prove to you I'm not addicted.
Did we do it?
No, we did
Yeah.
that one
Dude,
masturbating
yeah,
or something.
You,
didn't we?
you
Diet
guys were like,
Coke,
we'll
I
quit
thought.
vaping. Jackson's like, I don't know what I'll quit, and then like finish you have to quit Diet Coke, jacking off.
And you also have to get a Tinder
You have
date.
to- you have to- you have to go to Tinder and go
You fucking nerd.
You have to go. You have to talk to a new person in real life every day.
That's
During
not that
COVID.
fucking hard.
It was
Right? You
peak
go,
COVID.
But it was
you
just-
go to a grocery store.
It's not that
day.
it's hard.
It
It's
was
that
just
like
fucking
you
hard.
gave yourself one, and then mine was like a fucking grocery list of challenges. I'm like, fuck you, no.
Nicotine is hard, all right.
When you get up, you have to walk from your bed to your dresser with one foot. You have to hop, and then you have to spin around 3 times before you put
You
on
have to
your
record
pants.
this constantly. Keep a GoPro on you at all times.
Yeah. You have to send me footage you beating off.
Ooh.
But you're not allowed
But
to beat
not
off.
be-
You can't finish.
I'm just kidding. I didn't.
And if I don't think you got close, oh you fucking you gotta do another week.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're addicted.
If I don't see your
I'm
dick
not.
pulsing,
No, you're not addicted?
No.
Why are you doing it?
Because I like it.
good enough reason as any.
There we are. He's shrugging. I take that as victory.
Do you feel compulsion
Jackson.
to smoke your cigs?
Only because I'm bored sometimes. I never am like, oh, I'm craving a cig.
Alright.
Jackson,
What?
if you have you heard about the Elden Ring controversy?
Controversy? The fact that it looks like Dark Souls? Or
No,
what?
the fact that it has a shit ton of reused animations and assets.
That's
from
every Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah, we were
I've
talking
already
about
discussed
that.
this with Phineas, but
Yeah,
like-
why would we discuss this again?
No, I've already discussed with Phineas because I've heard about this and I'm like, you fucking people are pathetic because it's like they've done this every Dark Souls game. And you just, I guess, have started to notice now.
And it's
There's a
not-
bunch of reused shit in Sekiro and in Bloodborne and stuff, and it's just it literally doesn't matter because they're using the fact that they're not making new assets or making new assets for those things to make new assets for other things.
Oh, like Pokemon Gen 8. They're using it
Dark
to make
Souls
better
has a little
generations.
more goodwill and it's made than
Yeah.
fucking the
All I'm
Why would
saying,
you-
all I'm saying is similar things
Why would
happen
you
to
need
those
to
slugs.
make a new animation when you have one that looks cool and works perfectly well?
Interesting. I'm just thinking that's an interesting argument.
It's the changing
The problems
gameplay.
with Pokemon go well beyond just reuse assets. It's also that they add nothing new.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, and that's why I'm saying this. It's just an interesting argument. I'm just saying.
do you not like Dark Souls or is that
No, I'm
Jeff
I'm
hasn't played Dark Souls.
I'm just nodding in agreement right now.
you're being nefarious?
Fucking bitch. There's so much that's going to be in that game, like compared to like how the normal Dark Souls is like structured. Because it's an open world. It's an open world, which is fucking absurd for like the general kind of gameplay that the FromSoft makes. Because none of the games that they've ever made have been open world in like the same sense as like Breath of the Wild or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like the scale is definitely different, which I think warrants some reuse of assets.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're gonna handle like level scaling and that. Whereas like Dark Souls, it's not as hard. Like as you level up, you just get straight stronger. It's more based around gear. I feel there's a little bit of that. Yeah,
There is.
but is it gonna be like level scaled like Skyrim, or is it still gonna be a leveled experience?
I also feel like Dark
doubt
Souls.
they're gonna make it like any enemies like scale.
I
It's
think-
just going to be as hard as it is like the whole time. Like, and then when you go back to like the starter areas, it might be a little bit easier.
Dark Souls
there.
is also a game that I could really
It'll
see.
be interesting to see how that
the-
sort of thing works out with an open world.
Yeah, like the enemy design could easily be based purely around like learning their patterns.
True.
It's
yeah.
less about
That's how it works.
yeah, it's less about like okay, I'm gonna get like you're gonna take damage regardless of like how strong you are on certain enemies, but it's like learning their patterns makes it easier to beat them. So going to a new area will present new challenges purely because
Yeah, you are allowed to go into like each of the. I think it's about 7 like main areas.
that's as many biomes as Pokemon Sword and Shield had for
That's
its
crazy.
a wild area.
They're copying.
Wow, there's
That's weird.
there's so many parallels.
That's crazy. That's weird.
I just don't know what your motives are.
I'm just pointing at things. I'm just throwing up a ball
That's
and
true.
seeing who
Yeah,
catches
Jack
it.
has a good point. You can catch like spirits of enemies you kill in this new one, and then use them to fight for
In
you.
balls?
That's
Oh,
legit.
In balls?
Not in balls, I
No.
don't think. But you.
There
There is a lot of similarities.
Just making observations.
I like the idea that FromSoft
That's
played
just
Sword and Shield
Pokemon.
and was like, I see the thing that everyone's getting really mad at. Let's do that. That's
What
they
open
said,
world
right?
games or
No,
what?
no, just reuse of animations. Like instead of it just being like, yeah, we're gonna make an open world, so we need to reuse some. It's like, oh no, let's reuse animations just like Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Tage
I
has
have a
point.
house idea that we can do. I don't know how much you
Okay.
were into Pokemon, but I have like a GameCube player that you can play your GameCube or your Game Boy games
GameCube?
on your GameCube.
Oh, that's badass.
So we can like have a house Pokemon and we can like pick up
Oh, that would be cool.
wherever someone left off and just play it.
I've got all of
Have
the.
you played Pokemon?
Have I played Pokemon?
Yeah.
Let's
I
do
don't know if you
a let's do a House Nuzlocke.
I've got. Oh, that's.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Okay.
bye bye.
See you guys.
Yo, get out.
Someone press.
Support your local circus. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.